Since young, I've already been exposed to all types of art, design, film, theater, and it never grew out of me. But I like design because I think growing up in Hong Kong, we get exposed to quite a lot of layout designs, flashy billboards and everything. So I've always thought, graphic design is a very versatile medium. I could apply that onto a lot of things, so I went for it. That's why I majored in graphic design. But film kind of came in a little bit later because I realized, oh wow, film allows me much more possibilities beyond a still image. I could tell stories, I could, express emotions, I could send a message, and I thought it was just so much further. There's so much things I could do with it. That's why I like blending the two. So She Objects is a project initiated by the Women's Foundation, and they've actually been working on this idea and pitching to investors and try to get funding since 3 years ago. When they first called me on board, I was more than excited because I felt I have lived through it as well myself as a girl in Hong Kong, and the topic really, of course, is close to my heart. And of course, when they asked me, I immediately said, yes, let's do it. I think, we made sure it was not just informative, not just educational, but also entertaining. And by weaving in and out, real life stories with statistics, I try to make that, I try to make the whole feeling of the film be more exciting, but also reflective. So the main issues we explored and focused on is media's influence on young girls, on their body self-esteem, body image self-esteem, and on how sexualization of females on screen could affect young girls' development. I think every person counts to drive change in society, and by bringing awareness to this issue where Hong Kong naturally doesn't talk about too much, and by getting this topic more in depth, it brings the conversation to a deeper level. It's similar in terms of, when I was growing up, I realized my looks is everything. But I did buy into that whole belief on how a girl should be, how a girl should dress. And for a while, during my teenage years especially, I would, buy into it. I would make sure I got the nicest clothes, I have, certain makeup on. It doesn't truly give me happiness. Like, it doesn't answer my question. It doesn't answer my questions or even insecurities. It doesn't do anything. In middle school, when I first switched from one school to the other, I was bullied, and it affected even my years in high school. So, that's why I could resonate a lot with the girl who was cyberbullied, and that was featured in the film. The things she went through is something I could really resonate with. The difference is between what happened in the documentary and me personally is I think I got lucky, even though I was bullied for a bit. In the end, a good friendship also came along too, which helped me realize like I could truly be myself. Looking at my parents, they also worked their way up. They put in the effort to be where they are, and so since young, I knew I had to work hard for my passion as well. Usually in the media industry, it's quite male dominated. And so the things they create, so for example, commercials, beauty commercials, it's all from the male's gaze. It's almost a male's fantasy of what female beauty is. And so that means what we are seeing all the time is a male's perspective of what a girl should be, an imagination, a fantasy of what they should be. And so when we look at these commercials, these billboards, these TV shows, we naturally are seeing things from a male perspective, and that becomes quite narrow. It's similarly if all we see are things from a female's perspective, then everything would be quite feminine, right? I'm all for finding your passion, act on it, and share it. Passion is a fire in a person. Like, it's something no one could really take away from you, and something that truly belongs to you and even defines you. Well, there's a lot of things I feel people could take away from this film. So we could start from the very beginning, from the media industry. I think there's still room for them to really step up and be brave to create a different kind of beauty. Now, society. Society, I think sometimes in Hong Kong, I think we hear it quite often too. Parents, mom might make certain comments, aunts, uncles. But I think for a young girl to keep receiving these comments, it does chip into their growth after a while. And I hope after this film, parents especially as well could be more mindful of what they are saying to their kids and what they are focused on when they comment on their kids' behavior or achievements or, I guess, looks. And then individually, with social media, I think room for narcissism and a bit self-centric kind of notions. And I think we could all be more as well mindful of what we are contributing to the media world. I think there could be more, attention on someone's, work or their creations or their interest, passion, rather than just on someone's one photo of themselves. I'm very, very thankful and grateful for the opportunity. We didn't exactly plan for this to happen, so it's already a huge encouragement for my work, and more importantly on people's trust on me as a filmmaker and creator, designer. Of course, encouraging for me to keep working hard and keep doing what I do. And so my work, I've always been interested in human stories. I think, Hong Kong, a lot of the times we are quite narrow-minded, and that's due to the fact that we lack understanding too. We don't give time to step into someone's shoes or try to understand someone else's perspective. And by telling human stories, I think it gives the audience a chance to live someone's life for a bit. I knew art and design or film is my path since I was young. Every project inspires me, and I feel every time, no matter how big or small, there are new things I learn. I think, if you find a topic, a story, a cause that really, rings, takes on your heartstrings, then go for it. I think what I see too often is, very talented people, they have all these ideas in mind, and, I could see their vision as well as they were explaining it to me. But, sometimes due to various reasons, whatever they are, they never got to take it to the finish line. And so a lot of times I see, great projects being unfinished or just left midway. Find your mission, sticking to it, and finish it. Because a lot of times what stop them is they don't think it's perfect. But what is perfect? I think that's a very loose definition, and in fact, sometimes imperfect is what makes it beautiful too. And I think sometimes you need to finish it in order to learn from it too, to improve from it.